computer.
Yeah, I'm
And I'll
one.
there we are. We are now streaming and we are recording. So that's all good. And you got the map up, so I'll take the map I had down for to use and free up some resourcing.
Great, excellent. So, last we left off, you guys had started your foray into the jungles. You had met up with a person named Salita, as well as another person who had offered a job in the opposite direction from the way you were going. You also found yourself getting lost under Azaka's guidance, despite her best efforts, and fended off an attack from an unusually large undead dinosaur. So it has been 5 days since you guys had arrived at the town of Port Nanzar, and it's May. You guys have awoken with a long rest, and Tatsi feels himself feeling quite under the weather. The shivering and a number of other things seems to have gotten to him for whatever reason. And Azaka seems a little worried about that, but isn't sure what the next steps would be. So, Makahutli, Tatsi, and Azaka, you pack up camp. It is the morning, and it is... Oh, let's see if it's raining today. Oh, yes, it's definitely raining today. And it's a sweltering 92 as well. So, luckily you do have...
cold. That's cold.
I know. Your rain catchers have been in full use and have gotten you some water. If I remember correctly, Tatsi also set up a little catcher
out of the palm leaves.
Right, but they are no longer functional.
Okay.
Current state. So you have gotten enough water for a day, but who knows about the next day or the day after and such. Yeah, you are on the river to head toward your intended destinations, at least one of them. What would you guys like to do?
Tatsi would get on up achily and shakily and complain about the rain a little bit and complain about the maker of his cloak and hood and say, it's raining so hard, it's even raining inside of this, and basically making an excuse why he's sweating.
Yeah.
If it's raining, how can you tell that he's sweating?
Yeah, well, I guess that's exactly the point, I guess.
Well, sort of, but he has his hood up, and that's supposed to generally block the rain for the most part. He's trying to just rationalize.
Yep. You're feeling a little disoriented.
Okay.
And cold, but yeah.
See, you don't look so good. You don't look so good there. Hey, Tatsi.
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I can make it. I'm not like those weak humans.
I look at him and I look at Azaka and the two humans who are perfectly healthy. We're like, yeah.
No problem.
Okay, if you say so, then let's get going. I want to maybe get to the Port Castigar before our resources run out.
And
Which is actually a good point. It's only been a few days into the jungle. How many rations do each of you have?
I bought a month of rations and character creation,
so 28 days.
Well, I mean it's been 4, so I guess I've got like about 26, 27 days.
A couple.
So I think about 31 days worth.
A couple of those days were fulfilled with good berries. 2 of those days.
That's right. You guys have been using good berries.
And and I didn't cast it the other day, so and with the start, Tatsi would go ahead and cast good berries again.
Okay.
You'll see that he'll pull out the sprig of mistletoe and cast it, and
that's a foreign plant that I've never seen before. That Tatsi.
Oh, it's a special plant, only known by a few that are elite. And he'll put it on back. He'll have 10 good berries. He'll take one and he'll give one to each of the others and put the others in his vest pocket, the outside vest pocket.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll save it for when we break for lunch.
All right, sounds good. All right. So, are you guys taking a fast pace, a slow pace, to our normal pace?
Not a fast pace anymore.
Okay.
Regular pace.
Regular pace.
Yeah.
All right.
That would be Tatsi's recommendation every time when they kind of.
Yep. Oh yes. For sure.
We all know Tatsi's got a lot of recommendations, but
Yes, they're 5-star too.
Yep. Oh, what? How surprising. No, not at all surprising. Don't worry about it. All right. There they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Charles, go and roll a d10 for me, please.
All right, a D10. Let's see here. What looks like a lucky D10? I don't know. That's a 2.
That's not bad. Chris, go ahead and roll 3d6 for me, please.
all right. 3d6 damage. Gotcha. Let's see how the good old Watsy wizards.com dice roller does.
Probably does as good as any of them.
2, 1, 2, 5.
2, 1, 2, 5.
I got a 2, a 1, and a 2 on 3d6, which is 5.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you guys are traveling. You guys have, well, let me see for sure. Just started. You just finished packing up, just started walking. When the familiar sounds of groans, moans, and shambling catches all your attentions. And a rather small group of undead, merely 5 zombies, seem to have been attracted to the noises you were making or something else, and are now.
Let's see. You're too loud.
So,
you're shaking. You're shaking too loud back there.
sorry.
And with the moans and groans, let's see here. Tatsi would go ahead and say, "Let me go out a little bit and see if I can identify him." And so he would move about 20 feet ahead and find some plant life or a rock or a root to kind of get behind. And what he's going to do is he's going to look in that direction, but actually hide.
I will let you do that once you have your turn in initiative.
Yeah, that's no problem. But that's just setting that with the thematics that we with him talking about. I was shaking too hard.
Sounds good.
You got the shivers there, even though it's a hot, balmy jungle day. You look like you're cold.
All right. Okay. And all my aspects are at disadvantage, correct? With that shivering.
The shivering sickness gives you disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, so that will include initiative rolls.
Yeah, that's what I was just double checking. Because I went ahead and rolled what I was going to have for a niche, and I rolled it with disadvantage. Just be kind of ahead of things when it comes.
So what are your two initiatives?
My initiative is a 15 with disadvantage.
Okay.
I have a
because
10.
Because I don't think I get. I'm trying to check and see if I still have advantage on initiative rolls. Which would make it just a plain roll. No, that's the different. I think that's one of the differences. Double check here, but I'll go with that anyways for right now.
You're going to be first either way.
Well, but yeah, I'm just trying to check to get caught back up on the different changes.
You can check in a bit. It's your turn.
And and that's what I was doing with with my turn, and like we talked about, and then let me get the stealth roll for you. And okay, that'll be with disadvantage. That's a 14 on the die, and for stealth a +5, so that's 19.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, Zaka points out the sounds of these things, as soon as she hears them, and then you move toward them, but hidden, and you can see these 5 zombies shambling.
And what Tatsi would do is hold up his hand with the fingers splayed out, showing 5, and then with the other hand pointing in the direction.
Oh, I can see you. You're hidden.
Well, yeah, I am hidden, but that's what he's doing. So in case somebody else
can see her.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, Makahuli.
All right, so I am going to listen in the direction they are coming for, and I'm going to duck behind some foliage and also hide.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I'm trained in it, so why not?
Sounds good. Roll stealth check.
21.
Pretty good. Okay.
With pulling my axes out, of course.
Draw your axes. Hide behind some of the plentiful cover of the jungle. Azaka notices you two do that, and also moves forward, much like Tatsi did, but hides as well. The zombies move in your general direction, and yeah. Let's see what they get. And Tatsi had a 17, is that right? Charles?
You're muted.
For what? Stealth?
Yeah.
19.
19. So. Yeah. They kind of filter through your various hiding spots. You can see they're moving at their typical shambling 20 feet. And that's where they end their turns amidst you guys. It is then Tatsi's turn.
And how far away are they from Tatsi?
Roll 1d2 for me, please.
Okay. 1d2. Okay. That's a 1.
5 feet away from you.
Okay. Tatsi would go ahead and because it's been overnight, so his hunter's mark from the other day is gone. So he'll, with his bonus action, cast the hunter's mark.
Sounds good.
And he'll on the one that's 5 feet from him, and he'll pull his bow and ready it. That once and if they see him, that he'd attack, let loose an arrow. So he's going to ready an action.
All right.
With that trigger.
Sounds good. Bakahutli, it's your turn.
Well, I'm just going to sit there and keep an eye on them. And if they come within, if they like spot me, then I will ready to rush them. But until they spot me, I'm going to try to let them pass.
Okay.
If they don't ever spot us. That's
right.
what I want to do.
Could you roll an insight check for me, Bakahutli? Or Chris?
Well, yes, because I'm awesome at that.
We're all awesome. We're heroes.
Yeah.
12.
Okay. Luckily, zombies are not particularly deceptive in their tactics. So Charles, the one that that was within 5 feet of you, moves 20 feet away. They just kind of pass. They kind of continue to move at their 20 feet, and you can make your shot if you want.
Well, no, he's not going to because they haven't moved at him. That was the trigger. Attacked them. They haven't attacked nobody, so.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I'll give them one more. Wow. Yeah. So they pass by. You kind of sit there for maybe another 30 seconds to a minute, just to be certain. But the zombies did not notice you.
Tatsi will ease the bowstring back and shakily, in doing so, and put the arrow back in the quiver and put his bow back up shakily, and then with that shaking hand wipe his brow like, woof, close.
Yeah.
Let's get going then. They might come back.
Agreed.
Tatsi would go,
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here.
and then as we get ready, giving them a little bit of time, Tatsi get out his navigator's tools and see if he can get what he considers a good azimuth.
Yep. Yeah, so you guys continue along the river. You note, Tatsi especially, that essentially what has been happening with the whole river with Azaka stuff going on there is that Azaka kind of falls along this river thing, and then if there's like a river that leads off or some strange bend or a chance to cross, basically, she will kind of turn to Tatsi, and you just know she just like maybe the first few times she says, "You mind checking?" and then you check and you make your way along. So basically, at this at this point, Tatsi, you have Azaka to some extent is trusting you with the navigation, although it looks like she's leading still.
And
She
Tatsi
didn't ask for any money.
and Tatsi's going to go ahead and use that as affirmation that Azaka really knows who the real leader is mentally with him, and fortify his racial superiority in the thinking.
Oh, I'm sure. Any excuse, right?
Well, yeah. I think that's I think
exactly
that's
right.
exactly how that race would work it and still work within party unity.
That's almost certainly true. So, you guys, let's see.
It's okay. At least we don't have the palsy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, eventually, I'll shake it, or they kill me, one or the other.
Yeah, one or the other. So, so you guys, the rest of the day is relatively calm. There's not a lot of things going on this day either. You notice that the rain actually gets a bit heavier, although not quite thunderstorm. And
Well, that's better than here in real life.
And let's see.
Tatsi would be looking around for anybody following him.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Right. Well, I'd like to keep that one. But let's see. My perception. That's a 17.
Nope. No
Okay.
one's following you. Not that you noticed.
Not that I would know. I would think that we're
You're in the thick of the jungle. It's
Yeah.
you can't see super far ahead, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You guys have a chance to set down camp. You set up watches. Nothing else bothers you. Because you have not gotten into combat in a while, I am going to say, go ahead and make me a... Oh, wait, no. There was the attack earlier. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, you guys set up camp. Clean up camp and continue your way on into the next day.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Yep. Okie dokie. Can I get a D100 from you, Charles? Well, yeah, from you, Charles.
Okay. A 16.
That's an interesting one. Okay. And then can I get... let's see. Oh, cool. All right. Interesting. So, Tansi,
Yeah.
you are feeling incredibly thirsty this next day. Your water skin is emptied, and your thirst is not quenched. The heat is somehow worse, despite the heavier rain.
Okay.
And
this humidity is killing me.
yeah, and
you guys got any water?
No. So, roll a persuasion check. Let's see if Azaka's feeling generous, because I know Mako Hootley is not.
All right, persuasion with disadvantage. Right, that's 7.
Okay. Yeah, Azaka says nothing.
Okay.
I'll just look. How much extra water do I have after 3 days of catching with the rain catchers?
Yeah, pretty much. You have 8 gallons of water in your rain catcher, which is incredibly heavy, by the way, to the point where you are actually probably dumping most of it out because it's just not worth carrying.
I'll just look at him and I'll be like, oh, well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to insult you by sharing with our, you're obviously such a good jungle guide, experienced adventurer. I don't want to, insult you by sharing our meager subsistence here.
And Tatsi,
I'm sure that you can go and get all the water on your own.
And Tatsi say, outwardly, you're right. I was showing a weakness of being. It must be something that's afflicting me by being around you humans this much, starting to rub off on me. You're right. And in the back of his mind, he'll say, I'll put that down in the book.
Yeah, exactly. You say this, and you are, well, actually.
And I'm going to take my water skin and take a long drink of water.
Exactly. So something interesting happens actually with this. Let me just double check. I need a Constitution saving throw from Tatsi.
All right. Let's see. Oh, I need to save that. Come on, get something higher. Oh, that was higher. Okay. So Constitution saving throw. Okay. So that will be 18.
Okay. So, yeah, you're making your way. You're doing okay.
Okay.
Despite the parched throat and the feeling sick, you're able to keep walking. Kind of keep your focus.
Yep.
More or less. Azaka still asks for your assistance in
When
guiding
she
the party
and when
at various points.
and when she does look back at me, and like that, looking for that, all Tatsi's gonna do is shrug, like I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of tit for tat is how
Yeah.
Tatsi's gonna look at that mentally.
Great. Excellent. I love it. So let's see here. Could you roll a d6 for me, Charles?
Yeah, that's no problem. Ooh, a 1.
Oh, how nice. Okay.
I don't like that. How nice. Yeah, great.
Great. So you guys travel for the usual 8 hours or whatnot, and near the end of it, you guys are ready to set up camp. You're setting things up, and Azaka kind of comes to the Tatsi and kind of says, um, "I'll tell you what. If you want some of my water, I'm willing to trade it for some of those berries that you had. However much water you need for one of those berries."
And he'll reach into his vest pocket and give her 2 of the berries.
Okay, she'll eat both.
Okay.
I mean, they're gonna go bad by the end of today anyway. But,
I know. That's why it's like,
might as well. Exactly.
Yeah, no big deal. He might take another one thinking that maybe it'd help him, but with the present condition, I know as a player, I know darn well it won't, but it would be plausible for him as a character to do such.
Yeah. You you take one of the berries, and even if it doesn't help in any particular way, it feels good. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like you're feeling sick or something, and sure, you're still feeling sick after you drink the chicken noodle soup or whatever, but you're like, chicken noodle soup, or
a mental.
Yeah, exactly. And it's probably good for you in a more esoteric sense as well. It is magical healing after all.
Yeah, but it doesn't do nothing for diseases.
Oh yeah. The rain continues heavily, so your rain catchers are able to fill themselves with another 2 gallons.
Tatsi will look around the area and see if he can find another palm leaf or a large plant leaf to utilize.
Roll a survival check.
Alrighty, survival. That will be a 13.
Okay. You find a number of different kinds of leaves and plants in the area, but you find one of these like kind of large leafed vines. These vines that have these huge leaves that are like growing off these trees, and just catching water in them and then leading it down to the tree itself. You're like, I think this might be good. Make a nature check for me, please.
Okay. I gotta get rid of this doggone shivering disease so I don't roll a disadvantage all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Nature, you said, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, and that will be a 10.
Okay. You are kind of placing them to start having them funnel rain into your water skin and maybe into your pack, so you can have a bit extra water tomorrow. When you notice a strange discoloration at the base of the stems of these, and you're like, where have I seen this before? And then you realize that these plants are poisonous.
Oh, okay.
Like, not so bad to be touched, but if you try to drink something that was rainy from them, it would be
Okay.
very bad.
He'll after filling up his water skin and such, we'll go ahead and pull the leaf down and let some of the water trickle into his throat.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
So
Okay.
he can get some in his mind good water.
Yeah, exactly. Very good, very good. Okay, so let's see. What was that? Who is taking first watch? Is it Patsy? Is it Zaka? Zaka tends to offer first watch, but it can be anybody.
Well, if Azaka wants first watch, Tatsu's not going to argue with her. He's just going to find a good, as dry as can be spot, and with his cloak, a hooded cloak and stuff wrapped around him, kind of curl up and try to see about taking care of the shivering that he's been feeling.
Seems fair. Okay. So yeah, Zaka takes first watch, and then she wakes we'll say Makahutli. So Makahutli is on second watch. It's let's see. It
Are we taking
is
4-hour watches or
probably 3 to 4 hours, yeah. You get that. You get that. If you ask Zaka, she says, yeah, something about that. Maybe we'll sleep a little longer for Tatsu's sake.
all he has to do is admit that he needs some help.
Yeah. Yeah. The lighting is incredibly dark. There is a moon, but because of the rain and the jungle, it's any light it's creating is completely blocked right now. And what is Makahutli's passive perception?
It is 11.
Okay. You hear kind of suddenly footsteps creaking and cracking of brush nearby, and then you kind of, when you look in that direction, there's a large creature, horse plus sized dinosaur that is making its way towards your camp.
All right, I guess I will. If it gets any closer, like within like safe range, then I'll wake everybody up.
But unsafe
already
range,
there.
What are you imagining?
Like where it's. Well, I mean, how dense is the thicket here?
It's pretty dense, like to the point where it's difficult terrain for you guys. But this thing's so big, it's just stomping through without much issue.
I'm just wondering, like, how close the trees are together, but.
Oh, There's a little bit of distance between them, like
'Cause I've been in
more
some
than you would
forests where like
expect.
the trees are.
Yeah, sometimes they're very close together. But in this area, they're further apart than you would normally expect a jungle to be.
I'll let Tatsi sleep because he's sick,
How nice of you.
and I'll wake up. I'll wake up Azaka and be like, "Hey there, I think there's a biga Makole Manimbe coming this way."
Yeah, she kind of gets up suddenly, like ready for a fight, and then sees this creature, which, by the way, at this point is like 20 feet from you guys. So it's close. Yeah. What is Tatsi's passive perception minus 15?
Minus 15?
Yeah.
0.
Okay.
His passive.
You don't.
His passive is 15.
Yeah.
So.
You don't notice this thing yet. As it kind of pushes through the underbrush. Azaka kind of attempts to calm it, tries to like lead it away from the camp. It definitely seems to have attracted some attention from Tatsi, but like its head kind of turns toward her, but then it maybe smells something or whatever and starts heading toward Makuhutli's pack of food. Like it's Snoot. Snoot starts snooting.
Well,
So
since I'm on watch, I'm wearing it, so
that's fair. It's snooting towards your pack on you.
Okay, what kind of like what's the shape of this dinosaur thing? Is it like a biped? Is it on 4 legs?
It's 4-legged. Yeah, and you don't notice any major injuries or other rotting parts that would imply a zombie. It's just a big 4-legged creature. It's probably the size
Okay,
of
I'm
an
gonna
elephant.
take out like maybe some salted beef or whatever that I've got for these rations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take like basically a half day's rations and kind of like toss it away towards the thing, like, but also like away from the camp.
Okay. Roll animal handling with disadvantage.
Handling with disadvantage. That's gonna fail spectacularly. Then I don't handle no animals. What am I, some sort of animal fondler? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Animal smasher, maybe.
He likes his little guinea pigs.
Yes, exactly.
His hamsters, little rats.
Oh yeah, insects.
You know how birds are. They like those vermin.
Yeah.
They're tasty snacks.
Oh yes.
Coming from the guy who's literally a snake.
Yep.
Well, not literally.
All right. Oh, that would be a 2. So
yeah. You throw it, and it kind of twitches. And you're like, okay, whatever. And then it looks like the head kind of turns toward this meat that you just threw for a moment. And then its tail swings around, this big spiked thing, and whacks you. Let's see if it hits. Ooh, that's a good roll, too. How nice. I'm assuming a 24 hits your AC.
Whoa. Why the frick is this thing attacking me? I didn't do anything to it.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Okay, yeah, 24 hits. Why you gotta be like that?
You take 26 points of piercing damage.
Yowzer.
Yeah. That's the impale.
Considering this is like out of initiative and I didn't get a chance to react, yeah, that's kind of
Yeah, that's pretty rough. You could roll initiative if you'd like now.
26. You
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
You realize that, like, you know, we're like the robot, right?
I realize what?
He was just reminding the levels.
That we're like second or third level. Right?
Yeah.
We got a 22.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, it's your turn.
All right, so I will rage and like fucking just go postal on this thing.
Sounds good. Make some attack rolls.
Now, as this combat starts up, will the rest of us
Now
notice?
So Tatsi, roll initiative, but you're surprised.
13.
Okay.
This die roll is all right. So I got a 24 on the first attack, and then like 15 on the second.
Both hit.
Okay. All right, that's 15 damage total.
Okay.
And I'm raging, by the way.
Oh yes. What, you're not happy that you got stabbed through the stomach 4 times?
4 times.
Yeah, it's got a spiked tail, so it hit you once with this entire thing. It's like swinging like a flail that it has a porcupine at the end of it. That said, okay, so the next act is this creature, but that's it attacking you was its action. Then it's Tatsi's turn.
Patsy, seeing this, is just going to try to.
You're surprised.
Yeah, but on
but yes.
what Tatsi will be doing is when seeing this is going to try to when he can hide.
Oh yeah.
And let's see here. Just so I have.
You coward.
Yes, you betcha. And that's with a stealth of 19.
Once you get to your turn again.
Yeah, once it gets back around to that, so we have that out of the way.
Yep, sounds good. All right. So Azaka sees Makahuli get absolutely destroyed. And then
It didn't drop me.
It didn't drop you, no. And then basically attempts to run up to this thing and grab it. It's not really any attempt to actually grapple it. It's more like she's just trying to distract it from attacking you. And doing a reasonable job in doing so. It is your turn again.
How many hit points does Tatsu have anyway? Could he have taken that hit? I'm just wondering.
Yes, but only one is what I will say.
All right. Whose turn is it then?
Yours.
All right. I shall whack it again.
All right. Go for it.
$23 and 19.
Both hit.
Okay. $15 points of damage.
All right. It's starting to show the injuries that you've done into it at this point. It is now its turn, however. And now it gets to roll. Yeah, I'll just, I'll do that. Okay. So it's going to roll with disadvantage to strike you because of Zaka's assistance here. Ooh. That's a pretty low roll. Guessing an 11 does not hit you.
No.
So it swings its tail at you again, and you dodge, duck, and block it. And throw it up over your head as it comes. Tatsi, you get up. You hide. You have a bonus action if you wish to use it.
Right at the moment, the only bonus actions he wants to take is just trying to look for an opening and kind of pulling his bow and arrow. He's feeling so ill and everything that that's between hiding and everything, that's all he's going to really attempt to do.
Okay. I'll say that counts as a hunter's mark just because it's kind of flavor for that.
Well, as far as that, I only have really technically I think one more with the favored foe, and that's why he's being.
Okay. Never mind then. All right, fair enough.
Because we've it's been over an hour since the zombies.
Well, over an hour.
That's what I'm saying, and we haven't had a long rest yet, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So it's Azaka's turn again. Yeah, she's gonna keep doing what she's doing. She kind of just tackles this thing. This time going for the tail, and actually manages to make some headway. It's like she's like grabbing onto it. It's like freaking out, like trying to shake her off. But it is Makahuti's turn.
All right, I'm going to take 2 more attacks on it.
Yep.
I got it 8 and a 23.
8 does not pierce its thick skin. 23 does, though.
Okay, I do 11 points of damage.
Dang, nice. Good roll.
Well, I get a +5 while I'm raging to a damage. So.
Oh yeah. All right. Nope, it's the creature's turn. The creature is deciding between Azaka and you. He decides Azaka this time. So he uses tail. Hits with a 20. And just bam! She goes, wah! Gets thrown like she did before. Tatsi, it's your turn.
Okay. Tatsi at this time will go ahead and it's how far away?
We'll say 15 feet, unless you want to move a lot for it.
No,
Yeah,
as long as he's found himself a place that was good to hide and possibly have cover, he's going to go ahead and shoot an arrow at it.
Okay, sounds good. Roll an attack with advantage.
No.
Oh, sorry, just normal attack. You're right.
Yep. And that will be a 12.
12 fires out, and then it kind of twists its head, and it hits one of these spines on its back. Just ping and breaks off. Yeah, like you're pulling the bow back, and as you're holding it, your hand like on your back, that's doing the draw, that has a draw weight, is just like shaking. You're like,
Yep.
It's Azaka's turn. She gets up, and then this time charges with her weapon, sword drawn. Scimitar. Yeah, scimitar drawn. 2 attacks. Those both hit. Wow. Surprising. For 12. All right. Makahutli, it's your turn.
All right, let's try to put this thing down.
Yep.
$16 and 9.
16 hits, 9 does not. It raises one of its front hooves and just kind of smacks that axe.
All right, for 10 damage.
That was enough. You bring it down onto the neck of this creature. Blood spurts out, makes a sound, and then collapses just right there.
So I'm covered in like rain and dino blood.
Yeah, the rain's cleaning that blood off pretty quick, but you are definitely red colored right now. Azaka's panting. She's like, ugh, what the fudge, man?
Yeah, I sit there and I look at my gut and I'm like, ruined my abs, my 8-pack.
She laughs at that. And she says, for future notice, she kind of picks up the meat that you threw. Stegosauruses are vegetarians. She hands it to you.
Don't worry, it's a dinosaur. It was trying to eat me, so I guess it would try to. Well, I mean, like, I don't really have much plant stuff in my food anyway, so.
She shakes her head. Gonna start slowly collecting stuff from camp.
Tatsy's
Kind of looks to see where Tatsy is and then says, Tatsy?
Tatsy's gonna kind of not holler, but at a normal volume, call out to Macho Bird, you need some help?
I'm looking at me like, it's just a flesh wound. But I will take a short rest and roll my hit dice.
Okay. Azaka's cleaning up camp for everybody else. Takes about an hour to do that.
And Tatsia kind of come out from behind the rut or the tree that he moved to and walk over to Macho Bird and drop one of the berries there.
I'll eat it, but I completely heal up with like using 2 of my hit dice.
And I was about to say, you only had an hour, and in the jungle you cannot get a short rest with only an hour.
Well, we're gonna take the rest of the night, and like we might not have another encounter, but
that's true. You notice that that Azaka is not taking a long rest next to the corpse of the Stegosaurus, though. She's packed everybody else's things up in about an hour, and is starting.
Okay, then we'll go.
Yeah, because what and Tatsi say, smart move. It's always good to get away from fresh blood and fresh meat. Some of the carnivores will be attracted to this place.
especially the bigger ones with that size of creature.
So,
So yeah, you guys make your way a bit of a distance away, and make up camp. Okay. So you do finish the short rest. You finish the 8 hours. Everybody does. Because Tatsi is not taking damage in a while, roll a Constitution saving throw. See if you get over your sickness.
all right.
And Makuhulu, you spend your hit dice to put yourself at full.
Yeah, I rolled a 28 on it, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, con with that. That's that'll be a 17.
Okay. That you get over the shivering sickness at this point.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You see that morning, Azaka applies more of the insect repellent, and I'm assuming Makahuki does the same for his for himself.
Tatsi, pick up some of the mud around, and because that insect repellent that he has, that was kind of expensive. So he's gonna try the natural method. He's going to take the water that he got from the plant, and some of the water that he got from the plant that's in his water skin, and pour into the mud and mix it, and then rub it over the open skin areas.
Roll a survival check with advantage.
All right. And that's a 17.
You have to pretty thoroughly apply it to be sure that it will work, but you think you have done so. You guys take a fast pace, slow pace, or normal pace?
Normal pace.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, that's that will be Tatsi's recommendation, and we'll be moving along stealthily.
Okay.
Let's see here. That wasn't so good. That's a 15.
Okay. The rain has gone from the normal heavy rain to a more of a rainstorm, and it is the mud and some of the lower land is starting to fill up. You guys start traveling, and about an hour into the travel, the river gets thin and ends. And at this point, you realize that you are lost.
Well, using my favorite terrain benefit. Unless it's unless I choose to, or it's magical, I don't get lost.
Okay. You want to figure out where you're at?
Do I? Well, I didn't say I pulled out my navigator tools, and that's what I'm going to kind of use as the stick for it.
Sure.
As far as that, but I would say he'd use his gut feeling and say, and look at our mighty guide and put his hands up and say, like, WTF.
Yeah, and she says, well, to be fair, you and I both know you're better at navigating than I am. And I asked you, and you didn't say anything yesterday.
And he'll say, I asked for water.
She rolls her eyes.
And you didn't say anything.
Yeah. She says, "Well, I'll tell you what. In the future, if you want something, offer something to trade for it, and maybe we'll consider it."
And Patsy was like, my presence is always a trade for it, being blessed by me being here and be helpful.
Great. So
that is a pleasure I would gladly give up.
Yeah, she says, great. So you being helpful is what you're trading right now, or not trading right now. And you want water? Great. Be helpful.
And
Please.
And he'll pick up his water skin and say, I got water now. But I have been, and he'd retort and not trying to drive it into an argument, but he will definitely try to support his position, and so, by saying, and not yelling, but just saying, haven't I helped you in the past with our directions? So I have been helpful, is the way he'd end it there.
Yeah, this is interesting, because she says, this is probably the reason that you haven't gotten a lot of people hiring you as a guide. Not because you're not skilled, it's because you're an asshole.
And Tatsi would just kind of say, give her a big-eyed look like, and so?
She looks at Makahuli and raises her arms in the air like, what the fuck? What else am I supposed to do? Yeah, Makahuli stands up.
Tatsi, you have not been helpful. You have been nothing but trying to delay and has been petulant this entire group. Now, if you wish to have us help to get us to the jungle, then then add to then contribute to the group. Otherwise, go on your way and leave us alone. Leave us be.
And Tatsi would that give a pondering look and kind of turn around a little bit, and kind of walk off into the jungle about 30 feet. And then there to break the line of sight. But
roll a stealth check then.
Yep. All right, that's pretty good. Let's see here. I think that's a 23, but I got to check my modifier. Let's see, stealth. Yep, 23. As far as that, but what Tatsi will do is he's separating himself in that respect, but would still be tracking them, following, staying back, so that he can be stealthy, keep an eye on them, and not have the difficult terrain impede them.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so for all intents and purposes, Tatsi walks off. And
right, I'll let him walk off because
yeah, and Isaka seems to wait a bit longer than you do before like turning around and starting to continue traveling. But
I'm going to try to use my survival to like give her advantage on her checks.
Sure. She also says, I understand I understand this area is dangerous, but if we take it a bit slower than normal, it should assist us greatly in avoiding.
How long will it take to get there if we go slower?
Like, to get to Firefinger, she says, or she doesn't know it's Firefinger. She says to get to the mouth of the river Turiki, it would be 24 days instead of 12.
What if we went in? If we tried to do it a little bit faster, but slower than normal pace, instead of 12, we tried to do it in 15. Or what's happened? See, there would be 6 more, so 18 days.
I guess I see what you're going for. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll take it slow whenever we know we're lost, and then we'll switch back to a normal pace once we think we're on the right path. All right. So she's gonna roll.
I'm going to use my to try to give her advantage because I'm also trained in survival.
Okay. What is your modifier for survival?
It is +3.
Okay. You roll with advantage and +5 because her survival is not +3. It's lower than +3.
Hell of a guide.
Yeah, she has some good qualities, but survival.
Oh yeah.
It's
I just love.
you would say.
I just love the.
With advantage, I got a 25.
All right. Yeah, you figure out your location on the map. You are here. Actually, that's not quite right. Hold up. Because you didn't make one day, so you're actually here. Ooh, that's really close to red zone. Hold up. Where is it? There it is. Do 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 do. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. I guess we're not there yet.
Well, let's get going. We'll just get going then. It's so much quieter without all this shivering.
Yeah. She nods. She kind of looks back behind her again, but she nods. You guys make your way. Excellent. Yeah, split up the party. Anyway.
I told him, I just said either help us or go away, and he went away, so that's fine.
That makes it pretty clear, yeah. Yep. Sounds
like,
good.
We're either a party or we're not, so there you go.
There we go, yep. The answer solved. Okay, so can I get a D100 from you, Chris? Actually, yeah, and a D100 from you, Charles.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I've pretty much proven at this point I can maybe handle most of the dinosaurs, kind of. I got a 78.
4.
All right, a 4 and a 78. First one is there, which is Chris's roll. 4. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. Oh, that's cool. And a 78. That area. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Cool. We got some cool stuff. Chris, roll me a d20.
Okay. I got an 8.
Okay. So, you guys have split up. You are starting to move back in the correct direction, with Makahutli taking the guide role and Azaka just providing her own knowledge of the area as necessary to help. As you guys are traveling, you notice, you said 8?
Yeah.
You notice you kind of walk past a tree, and this tree has been kind of carved out, maybe from natural elements, bugs, something else, maybe. And inside of it is some sort of rancid smell, and then you realize it's a human corpse has been stuffed into it, and it's relatively fresh. It's not like a skeleton or like distinctly rotten. It's like somebody died recently and was stuffed into this tree.
I guess I am not a squeamish fellow. I
wait
will
a minute. Hold up. That actually
check it out. Whoa. No, there is no dead body in the tree.
Yeah, there might not be a dead body in the tree. It doesn't.
Never mind. It's just my imagination.
That's right. Just your imagination. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. It's okay. Wrong table. Well, we'll say it's mostly the same actually. There's the tree. There's the guy stuffed there, and you can see what looks to be like a box at his feet. Like maybe something he had dropped or something that had, for whatever reason was stuffed in there. This this box is was not important to whoever put this guy here.
I'll check out the box to see if it's got any if it's like locked or.
It is. It was locked. Like the lock is on it, but you can see the hinge itself has been broken, so you can just pull it open anyway.
Okay, I will open it just with a stick or something, just in case it's got they're standing out of the way, at the end, just in case it's trapped or something.
Right. No trap, but there is what looks to be like 3 glass vials has been carefully placed in these little, cushioned holders at the bottom of this thing. You can see that some part of it has mildew and rot coming down on it, and there actually was 4, but one of them has been broken from violent movement. But the 3 of them are still intact.
I shall take them and not knowing what they do. But I'll
Yeah.
keep them, in my pack. After I wipe all the gunk off.
Do you have herbalism or alchemy or anything like that?
I have survival.
You could roll survival. But
let's see here. What do I have? I have perception. No. Stealth, survival, and athletics. I mean, I'm a barbarian, not a man of learning.
Yes, roll survival with disadvantage.
Okay. The low one is a 17.
Wow! Holy smokes!
Well, I got a 16 and
yeah.
was the high roll was a 16. Well, it was 19 total. So
90 total, yeah. These are vials of antitoxin.
well, that will come in handy.
Yep. Okay. So you continue along your way down south, and let me see this. Ooh. No. The rain continues to be heavy. The path you guys taking has to veer a little bit off from the main river because it's become swollen with water as the oh, sorry, I see what you're saying. And so, but luckily that also helps you not get too lost, and you make some solid progress south. Okay, Charles, what would you be rolling that save for?
Say what?
What would you be rolling that save for?
What save?
Oh, it was a long time ago. I see now. All right, sounds good. Okay, so you guys are. Let's see, it would be about 6 hours into your travel. You, Azaka and Makohitli, when you notice somebody has set down camp near the side of the river. It looks like the camp has been taken care of in a more permanent sense. There's some foliage that has been done to hide it, and it looks like it was originally further from the river for whatever reason. But the person who set up this camp is not around.
I'll look around to see like if there's any sort of like tracks or marks or anything.
Sure, roll a survival check.
Okay.
Actually, roll a perception check.
It's the same roll either way.
Great.
12.
Okay. Yeah, you don't notice any obvious tracks, or more specifically, you notice a number of different tracks, like kind of moving around the camp, but the rain has kind of muddled when they might have occurred, and there's a lot of them, so you don't know which one goes where and why.
I guess I will I'll look at Azaka and be like, should we stay to see if anybody comes back or not?
Azaka kind of looks at the river that's kind of expanding out closer to this camp, and she says, well, it doesn't look like a fire fist camp. It's definitely not undead. I don't know.
How far away is the river bank?
It's still 50 plus feet, but it clearly wasn't 50 plus feet before. And so the
And is it getting like towards like the night or?
it's still light out, but it's gonna get dark pretty soon.
So maybe we should just stop here for the night then.
We could. Yeah, she considers that. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we set up camp a little bit further from this place, away from the river, but close enough to keep an eye on it. So you guys start setting up camp, and not long after you start doing that, a woman who is well equipped to travel the jungle shows up at her camp and kind of just gets to the camp, looks to the river, looks around, notices your camp as far as just like that quickly, and then starts walking over.
All right. I'll stand up and greet her in Cholton. Is she Cholton?
She doesn't look Cholton, no.
I will greet her in Cholton anyway, just to see if she speaks the language.
Yeah. She kind of looks at you and then says, greetings in Cholton.
Hello to you. How are you today?
She kind of looks around. As well as I should be, I suppose. You're the group traveling down the river, right?
I kind of give her an eye, like there are many things in the jungle. Perhaps we are going down the river, or perhaps we are crossing across the country. Are you following us? Do you know of us for some reason?
She raises an eyebrow. She says, if anybody is following anybody, I would say you're following me. But since, I'm ahead of you, or I was ahead of you, I should say. But I met your, she kind of looks around and she says, your third party member a little while back. And he told me you were heading this direction.
And kind of looks says, my name is Makawatli. What's yours?
Salida. A pleasure to meet you.
I nod. So, and what? So you met a Tatsi, and was that in Port Naranzaru, or was that after Port Naranzaru?
It was after.
Oh, and what did he say? Obviously, trying to see what if some sort of Tatsi trick here.
Right. Exactly. And she says he well, I don't know how long you've been traveling with Tatsi, but he was really, what would you say, standoffish? Snooty?
A jerk?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like Tatsi.
Yeah. She kind of smiles and she says, I can't vouch for his skills in traveling in the jungle, but he seems like he would be exciting to travel with, at the very least.
You would think so, but actually not. He just kind of, at the first sense of any trouble, runs and hides.
Wow. Well, okay.
True that.
Sounds like sounds like the kind of person that wouldn't be super helpful. You so I mean, I guess I should say this. I'm planning on traveling down the river. I have well, honestly, I have a little something to prove. Um, Jabal thinks I'm not qualified to act as a guide, and I figured if I brought him back a trophy of something, something important, uh, I'll have to see what I can find, but that maybe I could get in his good graces.
I'm gonna try to do an intuition on her
Oh, sure. Yeah, go for it.
to see if she wants to, like, basically just rob us blind and run back to the city or not.
Sure.
Oh, that's a good roll. 18.
Hmm. Oh, she's actually pretty charismatic. Okay. You don't get the sense that she's trying to rob you blind.
Well, I'm saying it's like, is she like, is she looking for something, and as soon as we find it, she's gonna like try to steal it and run off, or is she like just gonna be looking for anything that's cool and not necessarily like, turn us over, betray us for like, as soon as she can. That's basically what I'm trying to get from her. Or is she just looking for something like, and it's like, well, I found what I need. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, you strongly doubt that she's trying to betray you as soon as she can. That, like, there's nothing. She is not that short term. What she's saying. You do get a sense that she isn't really giving you the full picture as to what she's looking for Jabal or whatever. But so, like, there's some caution here that she's putting forth. Some, she's, you might say, misdirection. But like, none of the things that you're looking for from like a hostility sense exists. It's just kind of this. It's just kind of this. You know. Talking with somebody you haven't met before, kind of thing. Especially in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah, well, if you need help, we're heading towards Kirsabal, and it is and it would be it is more safe to travel in groups than not.
She kind of considers that, and she says, "This is actually not a bad idea. If I get something from Kirsabal, which is a known location in Schult, it's going to be pretty hard for him to say that I didn't at least get that far. Even if I did take a ship over to the coast, it's still a bit of a distance down the river there. And I mean, I could find some other things maybe on the way.
Perhaps I could. What sort of thing would you be looking for from Kirsabal?
Anything that would prove that I was there. I guess the only, like, it doesn't even have to be important. It's just like, a document saying you were here, or a stamp or something.
A souvenir, postcard.
Yeah, postcard.
Refrigerator magnet.
All those things.
Keychain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer glass.
The T-shirt that says Hard Rock Cafe Port Kirsabal.
Yeah.
She says, I mean, I don't have any particular issue traveling on my own, of course, but if you, I mean, it would be stupid to not travel with safety numbers and all that. I guess I leave it up to you. You set up camp so close, I assumed that you wanted to talk.
I just wanted to see where, you do not meet many people in the jungle, so I wanted to see and see if they were friendly and not perhaps intrude upon them if they did not wish to be have company. But if you wish to go to Coast of Ball, you can come with us. And I look out in the jungle and I say, and I know that he's still out there. I know he wouldn't leave us alone because he hasn't yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So she says, "Oh, so you're still traveling, Tatsi, then?"
Say what?
More such, I would say more like he would not. He is bedeviling us. We did not actually invite him to come along in the first place.
Well,
he just sort of attached himself to us.
I see. Well, I suppose if you aren't traveling with him per se, you must be good people. So
let me put it this way: I do not think we have seen the last of Tatsi.
Yes, I understand that. I mean, yes. If you, yes, I am willing to travel with you. I am not interested in making conflicts with anybody here. If you want to travel with me, then that is well and good.
I'll smile and I'll give her one of those Roman wrist handshakes.
She shakes your hand. You can feel a kind of dirt under the fingernails, kind of rough skin.
Yeah, my hands probably feel like old.
You have so much callus
left out.
So many. Yeah, yeah, layers.
And I also have got a huge scar on my gut now. I imagine that's slightly stegosaurus shaped.
Stegosaurus shaped. Yeah.
Stegosaurus tail shaped at least.
It's probably not a scar yet, but it's something, that's for sure.
Pincushion look.
Yeah. And so she goes, "Okay, sure. You're resting for the day here? You're
yes, well, it is getting towards the end of the day, so I figured we would call the day here and start again in the morning."
All right, seems good to me. So she moves her camp a bit closer to yours. Actually, no. What she does is she moves. She moves her camp a bit closer to yours, and ooh, interesting. And then kind of reset up the foliage, to some extent. Tatsi, can I get a wisdom? Can I get a survival check for you?
Yeah. All right, that won't be too bad. Survival +5, so that's all of an 18.
18. Okay. You ooh, interesting. Okay. You notice as you are setting up camp, kind kind of keeping hidden as well. A number of spider webs, and in one of these, as you kind of look up and you look around, you notice there's this kind of large cocoon of webs. By large, I mean about like 3 or 4 feet in length, and a girth that is something like 2 feet in diameter, and just kind of hanging some, we'll say 17 feet off the ground, from one of these trees.
Okay. How big is the web or thread that's supporting this 2 foot by 4 foot cocoon?
It's relatively thick, but the specific part that you note about it is that there's tension on it, like there's something in the cocoon.
Tatsi would take out his arrow and bow. And
before you do this,
okay,
how far are you from the other group's camp?
How far?
Yeah.
Well, about the distance that I said that I was tracking.
Okay. I'll look at it in a moment here.
Okay. Which.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping that at the pace there, keeping like where we started before, where I walked on back in.
Yeah.
And like that, it's all about the same number as the pace.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Continue.
And Tatsi's going to go ahead and try to drop the cocoon by shooting the arrow onto the cord thread web that's hanging it from. Mm-hmm. Basically like trying to take a shot to cut a hangman's length of rope.
Yep. All right. Okay. Go to make that check roll.
Okay. And see here, that will be with a 6, so that's a 19.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
All right. 5 plus 3, 8 points of damage.
Okie dokie. So you strike this thing. There's a and one side of this cocoon just kind of gets cut, and the cocoon kind of swings down maybe another 5 feet and hits the side of the tree, and you hear this kind of crunching sound. And then you hear this kind of faint. At first, you think it might be as like a zombie again, but it's too high pitched. It's like a sound. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh, okay. That will be a 17.
Okay. So, actually, Makahutli, you can, Chris, you can also roll initiative for Makahutli.
Okie dokie. I got a 12.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, yeah. that. Okay. So, Tatsi, you are basically readying another arrow. Or maybe not. Maybe you're looking at, trying to figure out where that sound is coming from. When from the tree this cocoon is hanging from, a black mist kind of forms into this humanoid shaped form and starts moving towards you at a tremendous speed. What would you like to do?
Tatsi will dash in through the direction of the camp.
The rest of the party's camp? Okay.
Yeah. So I was 30 feet out, so be the 30 feet there and then running on through. He's not going to holler or scream. He figures his feet just slapping the ground might be enough to alert him, and he's going to run 30 feet past the camp.
Okay. Yeah. So you move 30 feet and then 30 feet further.
Yeah. That being the dash that he can do.
Yeah.
Oh, the first one. No, I'll move 40 with the first because I can do 10 foot extra.
Extra, yeah.
On that, and then 30 feet after that. So
is it 10 feet in the first turn?
Yes, the first turn of combat.
So you actually can move 80.
All right,
your dash doubles your base.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So I'll be 10 foot past and then move another 40, so 50 foot past the camp.
Okay. Yeah, you go through the camp and then keep going. The rest of the people in the camp notice this black shadow form fly at an even greater speed than Tatsi is running, which is notable. And it looks humanoid, like a small humanoid basically in size. And so Tatsi, you turn to see where it's at, and it's right next to you.
Okay.
Then goes into like it's right to your left, and you have to, as you turn back around, you see a tree, you kind of jump to the side to avoid, and it goes right into the tree.
Okay.
And so that's its turn. Makahuli, it is technically it's Salida's turn, and she goes for some weapons that she has. She's like, "What the fuck is that?" kind of thing. She grabs her scimitar and starts looking to do something helpful here. But yeah, and then it's Makahutli's turn. Makahutli is surprised, so that brings it back to the top of initiative. Azaka draws her weapons and starts chasing down this creature that is chasing Tatsi. And then it's Tatsi's turn again.
And Tatsi sees it go into this. It was following him. So with that, Tatsi's going to go ahead and take his action. He's going to hide.
Okay.
Alrighty. And that's a decent roll there. So that's stealth. Get up there. Let me see here. Okay.
So do you move? So, like, in order to hide, do you find cover away from this tree that I just went into?
Yeah, I'll move to 30 feet.
Okay, it's going to make an attack against you.
Yeah, and go ahead and hide, which would be a 22.
You see this kind of black shadow of a hand kind of reach out towards you as you move away from it, but it doesn't hit you.
Okay.
And then your stealth was a 23, you said?
Yes.
Great. Okay, that makes it its turn. It moves over to you. Despite your excellent hiding skills, seems to have some way to track you.
Okay.
And attacks you anyway.
All right.
Does a 13 hit your AC?
No.
Okay. So it reaches out towards you, and you kind of duck, and it zorps into another, into some brush. And then it is Lita's turn. She says, "Oh, what are we doing?" to Makahutli, and then readies her action to follow. Makahutli, it's your turn.
All right, I'll just get up, kind of. So I saw him just run through the camp with something chasing him, right?
Yeah, like a black flying shadow creature.
Oh, I will like stand up, crack my neck, and unleash my weapons and move forward at like a walking, not a running pace. And just kind of with like this resigned sort of belligerence.
Yeah. Okay. So
like
Lita,
both axes out, just walking in that direction.
Lita kind of catches up to you, behind to your left, and she says, "Yeah, this is what I meant when I said interesting." So yeah. Okay. So then we're back to the top, which is Azaka, who is not going to slow pace. She's booking in. But
I'm moving like my 30 feet.
Yeah, she moved 60 on her last turn, which was enough to catch up to where Tatsi was. But then he moved, and so she follows Tatsi. Or sorry, she tries to follow Tatsi. She doesn't see where he is at, and then the creature kind of goes toward him, and so she's going for the creature, but it is not in a place where she can attack. She attacks the brush with her scimitar and misses horribly anything at all. She misses the brush, and you're pretty sure the creature she chops into the brush once, and there's no creature inside of it, it seems. It is then Tatsi's turn.
Tatsi will go ahead and disengage towards the river.
Okay.
And then hide.
All right, sounds good. Roll stealth check.
All right. That will be not quite as good. Then that is a 17.
Okay. You're still like maybe 30 feet away from the river at this point, but the creature's turn, it comes out of the ground, out of another tree or something.
Okay.
And it continues to chase you down. This at this point you can see there's this horrific face of what looks to be like some sort of gnome, and it's reaching towards you with these spectral hands. You can see part way through it.
Okay.
And a 12 doesn't hit you, so
no.
Still chasing you down. And once again, it seems to just attack you, and then just kind of as you kind of like trying to block with a weapon or dodge to the side or both, it kind of makes its attack and then just warps into some sort of tree. It is Lita's turn, who will continue to hold their action, and it's then Makahuli's turn.
All right. Well, I guess I will just keep walking up towards it. Do I see, like where this thing went, or can I see it, or is it?
You're kind of following the chaos, as it were. You see. You know, there's the people running, and then you see Azaka running. You go, okay, I guess I'll follow Azaka. Just kind of like a, woo, you know, kind of switch. And they started veering toward the river.
All right, I will like just ready in action, with like my yurtuk, or what's it called?
Cool.
Whatever. Like, yeah, my year call.
Yep.
Yikwa. That's what it's called, a Yikwa. And just ready in action for it to come out. And like throw my Yikwa at it with it, like shows its face.
Sounds good. You still have a bit of a distance, so you're probably at disadvantage with something like that right now.
Well, then I'll use my bonus action to like. I can dash twice basically if I have to move within. I can use my bonus action to dash up because barbarian.
I see. Yeah. So Salita tries to follow, but you like suddenly put in a burst of speech, like, so it's like what she thought was gonna be a casual walk suddenly turns into a solid jog.
I am an excellent sprinter. That's all I can say.
Yes, you are. And then it's Azaka's turn, who continues to follow this creature, who continues to follow Tatsi, and keeps finding Tatsi because of it. But she this time she comes up to Tatsi with the weapon and looks around and says, "Where did it go?" And you can, I don't know, you can point at a tree or something.
Tatsi will point at a root down in the ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and she's kind of readying an action to attack this thing. It's then Tatsi's turn.
And Tatsi will. How far is the river from where Tatsi's at right now?
At this point, if you moved 30 feet, you would be next to this river, which is swollen in some size, but it's still pretty slow despite the rainfall.
Okay, Tatsi will disengage to the river, trying to get either onto the muddy bank or into the river itself.
Yep, you do so 30 feet, no problem.
And then he will hide.
Yeah, okay. You're trying very hard to hide. It's hasn't been working for you, but try again.
Well, he doesn't know. He's hoping that hiding may be in the water, under the water, around the water, may.
Yeah, just kind of get low.
He's trying to see what of the terrain effects, because he sees it going into bushes and trees and roots and ground.
Yep. You're hoping maybe you can hide your body temperature from its infrared sight.
Well, if it's using dark vision to see him with his dread ambusher and gloomstalker, that doesn't work. If it was. But and Tatsi being along that, knowing some of those, he's not really thinking that it might be something else.
Right.
And that will be a 15 for a stealth.
All right, sounds good. All right. It is then the creature's turn. It goes to attack Tatsi, but Azaka is ready into action to attack it. And swings and misses. Woo! Let's say, okay, so it moves right next to Tatsi again, like it's tracking something about you.
Is it within range of my spear?
Yes, it is also within range of your spear, so go to make that attack roll against it.
Okay.
There you go. It is at disadvantage, though.
Even if I use my bonus action to dash up on it?
You have a 10-foot range with that thing without normally, to not have disadvantage, and they've been booking it for a few rounds now.
What a terrible weapon. What a terrible weapon these Choltons have. No wonder they got taken over by the Omnish.
Sure.
That's their signature weapon is the most horrible thing in the. It's like a spear that you can only throw one body length.
Yeah, 2 body lengths, but yeah.
Well, if you're a gnome, 2 body lengths.
Yeah.
19 is what I got on the die.
19 is a hit.
Okay.
Did you roll disadvantage?
Let's see here. The lower one is 15 then.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot. I rolled again.
Yep, it's all good. 15 hits, yeah.
Okay. I haven't used this thing before. What sort of damage does it do? Okay, 1d8. 11 points.
Okay. So this thing catches it right on.
Probably does half damage because it's a ghost.
Yeah. And you see it kind of twist when it hits, but it kind of comes through it like it's not all there, and so it's still up. It's still doing its thing. So it attacks.
Is drawing weapon a free action or is it a?
It's a free action, which means it takes your turn. You have to do it on your turn. So it goes to attack Tatsi. It rolls a 13.
Misses.
Yep. Okay. And Salida dashes to catch up to Makahuli, which then it's Makahuli's turn.
All right. So is this thing got its back to me? Can I maneuver into a place where I'm flanking it, or is that the thing that you let happen?
If you dash, you could maneuver into a situation where it was between you and Tatsi. Because at this point, with the being right into the river, basically, or partial, ankles into the river, there's no longer as much plant stuff for it to hide in. So you can try that, yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll just move in and I will take, and I guess I shall rage again and hit this thing with my axe.
Let's see. Sounds good.
22.
That hits.
And max damage for 15.
As you strike against it, you hit it. You can feel there's a little bit of resistance, like you're cutting through like a cloth or like some sort of liquid. And then as you bring it all the way through, this thing goes and just vanishes into smoke.
All right, I'll look around, not knowing exactly what happened, expecting it to reform at any moment with like an axe in either hand, panting in the jungle, all wet and sweaty.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And Dazaka's in a similar situation. She comes over to attack it, but it's gone. She probably says to Tatsi, "Where'd it go?" Again.
It disappeared right in front of my eyes. All of a sudden, it was like the veil of darkness was sliced in front of me.
Yeah, she looks at Makahuli. She goes, "Yeah, okay, got it."
I sit there and be like, "Where it is gone now?" I'll put my axe back in like my little like loincloth belt and turn around, not acknowledging Tatsi that I helped him at all, even though I totally just saved his bacon, and just walk back to camp like sort of like Tuesday.
Yeah, you see that Salito was going to follow you, like was going to dash after the rest of you, and then when she sees Makahuli turn around or whatever, she just kind of stops and starts taking a leisurely walk back as well. Azaka kind of turns to Tatsi and says, she says, "What happened with that? What was that?"
You got me. All I did was try to save something in a web, like a big spider web cocoon. It looked like it was about the size of a dwarf or a small human child or something like that, and I figured I might be able to save it. And then all of a sudden, this thing got upset, and it was like nothing I seen before. So I learned a long time ago. Sometimes you got to run to survive.
She nods slowly and then says, "I guess that makes sense." She kind of looks to the other two who have, made some distance away from a lot of you, and she says, to Tatsi, she says, Listen, I can tell you that you aren't really a people person. I mean, I have some of that as well. I understand. If you're looking to just follow us, I don't have an issue with it. But like, if we're in legitimate danger, and you, well, and we're saving your bacon on whatever happens, you know, some. She kind of like she kind of scratches her head. She goes, just she seems to think about it, and she puts a hand on your shoulder. She says, just keep an eye out for us. And she kind of gives you a thumbs up, and then starts following the rest of the group.
When she puts her hand on Totsy's shoulder, she noticed that Totsy's taking a deep breath in.
Yeah.
As far as that, and he just lets that go, not the breath, but the conversation, and takes it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And then as she goes, he's going to be walking up out of the water from the bank and looking up at the trees and trying to see if there's any more cocoons around.
Yeah. You don't see any more cocoons of that size. You see maybe you could probably find the cocoon that you saw before, and you see maybe
Well, he doesn't plan on going backwards that direction because
okay, yeah.
He's looking, coming up out of the bank and looking immediately around up into whatever overhead foliage canopy. Are there cocoons hanging around here?
Yeah, no cocoons. There's some spider webs, but no cocoons.
Okay.
And nothing as big as that one was.
And then what Totsy would do is, how far away is this from the camp?
This is, let's see here, we got, it's about 150 feet.
Okay. Totsy would then work his way back into the jungle.
Yep.
Kind of he's going to work his way back where he's about 60 feet from the camp, but forward in the direction they seem to had been headed, and he's going to look for a place where there's no cocoons.
Yep.
And he'll and if there's any trees with stout branches, there he will climb up the tree or the vegetation that's there. The branch looks stout enough that would hold him, and he's going to go ahead and rest himself up in there, and where he can have sight of the camp, but not necessarily be on the ground for any predators of such like that.
Yep. Go ahead and make me a survival check. See if you can.
All right.
Find a good tree for that thing.
14 on the dice, so that's a 19.
Okay, sure enough. What I will say is you find a reasonably good spot, but it's a little high up.
Ooh.
Go ahead and make a athletics check for me.
All right. That may not be the best. Oh, great. 18.
All right. You make your way up, no issue. And close your eyes and keep an eye. A reasonably good vantage point to keep an eye on things.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah. So you guys make up camp. You guys are setting up watches. Salida basically says she can take first watch if you guys want to take the other two, or whatever you feel like you want to do. She's kind of asking the group there.
Just well, let's I shall take last watch.
Okay. Azak will take middle then, and Salida will take first. Let's see something else. So you guys have pretty much set up camp at this point. You see that Salida has been kind of hiding the area from casual observers, right? You know, putting up foliage for stealth and whatnot. And while she's doing that, and you guys are kind of have a little bit extra free time here, she asks, well, what she says is, she says, I don't know if I caught your name. Was it Maka or something?
It was Makwatu.
Makwatu. So what brings you out here? I mean, you don't have to say if you don't want to, but obviously you're traveling with some interesting folks, and I guess I'm just kind of interested to know more about you.
Well, you have heard of the death curse, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I have been hired by someone, a merchant prince in Potayanzaru, to find out and what is the cause of the death curse. They have done some sort of. Well, I have contacted a priest of the Sabras to do a divination, and it says that we must travel into the jungle to find the way to cure the death curse. Or our proprietor, who was killed once and raised from the dead by divine magic. I do not understand. It is this sort of divine miracle, but this death curse is affecting those who have been taken by this divine thing to cheat their own death, and she wishes to cheat death a little bit longer.
Salida kind of nods and she says, I can't imagine why they think the death curse is from here. Is that did the Oracle of Sabras say that?
Yes, he said well, he only gave us a small clue to the answer. But he said that the answer would be found deep in the jungle. It is something in the jungle that is causing it.
She kind of interesting. She kind of shrugs and she says, well, I guess if an Oracle of Sabra says that the death curse comes from the jungles of Joltear, then I guess that makes sense. But yeah, that's a pretty major mission for 3 people to take on.
Well, it is. We have tried to find more people to take upon the quest for the holy quest to solve this, but they keep disappearing. There was a dwarf and a tabaxi and a minotaur, and they have all fallen by the wayside. It may show up again, perhaps in the future.
Yeah, and she says, "Wow, it's a lot of people have died on this trip of yours." How
they did not die. They just fell. They did not keep their hearts pure and their eyes upon the goal.
Yeah. She goes, oh, whoops. Yeah, that is embarrassing. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
This is
But sometimes
this
that's
is
almost
just
the
the
worst,
way
you
just
know?
just the way people are these days.
You know? You think so?
Yes, they have. Well, ever since these foreign devils have taken over Chult, she's a foreign devil, right?
Sure, you can call her a foreign devil if you'd like.
Well, ever since I'm not going to varnish my opinion because I'm not that deceptive, with the 8 charisma.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Ever since these foreign devils have taken over Chult, the people have lost their way, and they have lost their honor, and they're adrift in a sea of mortal ambiguity. It is hopefully my quest. It is my goal in life to set an example for these people of moral forthrightness.
She kind of pauses in her work when you say this, and she turns to you and she says, right? I mean, and the merchant princes, they're like hand in hand with these foreigners. It's ridiculous.
Well, like I said, people have lost their way, and they have forgotten the true way of the Chultan. The honor of Chult is at stake, and they have cast it aside for material comfort and wealth.
She starts nodding excitedly, and then says, I mean, and she says, "Oh yes, of course. I mean, yeah, the foreigners are clearly the problem, but it's not like the merchants are omit. They seem to be giving in to these sins so easily." And she says, "You really seem like someone who's aware of things. Who? I know I asked your name already, but I mean, like, are you part of the? Are you part of the? Let's see, what are they called? I have to look this up real quick. The GM, I'm a loser. No.
Chit,
And she says,
are you part of the invasion force?
No.
No, that's the 4 devils or the invasion force.
Which one?
I am the partisan. I am the partisan ISIS member.
Yeah. So she says, are you part of the Itepka Society?
I have never heard of them. Have I? Out of game or in game?
Roll a history check.
History check, yes, with my great intelligence.
Yes, agreed.
That is a very good roll. I got a 16.
You actually heard of? You have actually heard of the Itepka Society.
What do
also,
I?
Also,
give me
as,
the elevator pitch.
Yeah, elevator pitch. Also known as the Triceratops Society. It's based in Port Nyanzaru and dedicated to preventing any individual or group from abusing power and upsetting the natural social order. They are primarily traditional Chultans, and in many respects are similar to those of the Harpers, which has to do with doing good for people. The other thing is that they are principal in liberating Port Nyanzaru from foreign powers and facilities and work to prevent like the Zentrim and other dubious factions from taking over the government or gaining undue influence. Okay. So they're kind of the the current Chilton counter foreigner culture.
Gotcha, they're the Bolsheviks.
Nationalists.
Yeah.
Well, that's me. I mean, I have heard of them, and my heart is. I have heard of this group, and while my heart sympathizes with their goals, I have not a member because I do not know how. I would not know how to join such a group.
She kind of nods and she says, "To be honest, I don't either, but I'm in the same boat." She kind of just shakes her head and she says,
"What nationality is she anyway?" Just you said she wasn't Chilton.
She does not look Chilton, but she speaks Chilton, and she seems to be exactly on the same line of, well, maybe not exactly, but a very similar line of thinking you are. She seems excited about meeting somebody who also believes that the foreigners are ruining things here in Chult and Port Nyanzaru, and that the princes are corrupt, and that there needs to be changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Which
I will say
might be something you bring up.
I probably. I don't like this. I don't know if I would actually. She seems like that, but I wouldn't catch her if she's like, truly like dedicated to the path. But I like literally am like too. I am too blunt to lie. So she would basically. I can't sense whether her devotion is like true. But like she would, if she could, she would definitely sense that like this is something that I believe, perhaps even simplistically.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. So I actually have an interesting question. Would Makuhutli not bring up the fact that she looks like a foreigner? Because
he
blind.
wouldn't bring it up. Like, I don't know if he's that daft socially. But
Okay.
Let's see. Let's roll like what? Let's roll a check to see if I can actually hide it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I'm like,
this is D&D. Of course, you roll a check to see if.
Well, yeah. She would sense that it was on my mind with a 7. If she has any sort of intuition, or she might flub it. But I got a 7 with like I'm not bringing it up, but it's like it's obvious from like my
You're
way
like
of
trying to
speaking,
figure out
it's,
why
like, on my mind.
She barely noticed. Actually, she rolled really badly. Insight, which was actually not that high anyway. She says you're it's clear to me that your Chilton blood runs far back for yourself. Have you ever heard of the and she says the bring it up. Yeah, she would say, have you ever heard of the city of Omu?
I think the guy in Savras brought it up, but that would be the only time I've ever heard of it.
That's not quite true. Go ahead and roll a history check with advantage.
Oh, well. All right, let's see here. With advantage, I got a 7 and an 18, so that's a 17.
Okay. Omu was the original capital of Chult. It was when the nobility that you served ruled Chult, and where they ruled Chult. Basically, to be sometimes traditional Chultans will call themselves Omuan. But
Okay.
the city was lost due to reasons that you're not exactly clear on because you weren't alive at the time.
Yeah, and I'm a meathead anyway, so.
Yeah. But yeah, she brings up the city known as Omu.
Yes, I have heard of this Omu. It was lost to time. It has been lost to us. Perhaps this is a symptom of like the moral rot in our society that has brought us to the state we are today.
She nods as you say this, and she says, and she kind of leans in conspiratorially. You see that Azaka is like sitting down to head to bed. She's heard enough of your imperialist nationalist gainsaying. But Selita kind of leads in conspiratorially, and she says, Omu hasn't fallen yet. At least, not completely. It's glory days, of course. Corrupted, horrible. But there are people there. And I know some of them.
Oh, do you know people in Omu? Tell me about these people you know in Omu. Who are they?
She says, they have lived in Chult for a while. I am their one of the first descendants born there. They moved from an area not far from Kursabal, which we're heading, and I made my way to Port Nanzaru from there because I had heard that these merchant princes might be able to rebuild with their wealth the glory of Omu. Naturally, they declined for whatever reasons they thought was whatever excuse.
Yes, the answer is, of course, to redistribute their wealth.
Yes, and to bring it back to those who rightfully deserve it, I would say.
Well, it would, since they have taken from Chult, it is time that they gave back.
She kind of nods.
It is only fitting. It is only karma.
Yeah, she nods and she says, there will be a time. There will be our time. In the meantime, though, we need to work together. We need to gather allies. I think you and I have a lot in common.
Well, perhaps. I kind of look at her, like not really sure what her game is, or if I trust her yet. Especially since
yeah, you met her a few hours ago, but she seems to think that you're somebody who agrees with her ideas. Maybe. That said, she says, either way, I won't keep you up any longer. It is getting late.
Pliable.
And then
you would think that like he would be pliable.
No, he's just super stubborn. Is what it comes down to.
No, I'm saying from her perspective that possibly he's pliable.
Yeah. Of course. Anyway, so yeah, she. Don't worry, I'll keep.
Well, Makahule is somebody's patsy, and that's sort of the point of the character, is that he's somebody's patsy.
Exactly. So yeah,
but in his own heart, he's sincere and he believes.
Yeah, very passionate about the cause.
Oh yes. Okay, So yeah, you guys get a long rest. You all get a long rest, and you guys are packing up camp, and you three start traveling in the direction to go. Does Tatsy follow them, or does he start traveling with them again, or something else there? I think I saw you sent me a chat thing, but hold up, let me. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So you can send me a thing if you want to decide which of those is happening. And decide to leave. You're like, I'm done with these losers, these chumps. Okay, sounds good. So, all right. Sorry. So, Azaka wakes Makuhutli up. And in the morning, so she wakes Makuhutli up. And when she wakes Makuhutli up, she says that, that Salida has, gone on ahead.
Oh, well, let us, she seems to be going in the same direction, so let's pack up camp and follow her.
She nods. And yeah, so you pack up, you start following. The two of you are taking a normal pace since you know where you are currently. And Azaka's leading the way, but you're providing the survival guidance. So let me roll that survival check with advantage. I see. Okay. And you make your way for about an hour when there's a moment where you think you might have caught up to Salida, and then you realize that there's two people traveling. Let's see. Yeah. And this man looks like a foreigner, I believe. I'll double check that in a moment. Basically is traveling along the river in the opposite direction. And he just kind of, he's walking. So it's just one guy, actually. But he's just walking, and he kind of looks at you two, and he waves a hand at you. Yeah, he looks like a foreigner.
Okay.
And he seems like he's just planning on just walking by.
I shall greet him in common.
Okay.
Oh, there, traveler. How are you today?
He says, it's a fine day for traveling, I'd say.
Yes, well, I see that you are coming from the direction we are going. Is there anything that we should look out for in the jungle?
He considers that. He says, you mean besides all the usual things?
Well, have you seen anything? If you've seen anything in the way we are going that we should take note of and avoid.
Thinks about it, and he says, He says they're still a bit of a distance away, but there are some terror folk who have taken up residence in the mountainside at the mouth of the river Tariki. Maybe you should keep an eye out for those.
Well, what is their deal?
Says,
what are they doing there?
Their usual deal is hunting and killing anything they can find, preferably sentient humanoids. So I would say it's pretty bad for any travelers going that direction.
Well, we shall keep an eye on the skies then. Terrafolk are they like what they sound like? Which is, like saurians or some sort? Like humanoid pterodons?
Roll a nature check.
Okay. All right, I got a 7, so I don't know.
You have no idea. He does say, and what about yourself? Is there any undead waves coming behind you, or things clear?
No, there is only a demented guide who has been hounding our steps. If you meet him, I would be kind if you would to delay him a bit. You'll recognize him by the mask he wears.
He kind of says, okay. One sec. I'm gonna need to pause things for a moment, but.
Yes. Too much dead air.
Yeah, so I mean,
I know.
I'm waiting just to see. I know that I tend to talk too much sometimes, but
No. I know Isaac had to check on something. So, but
I think he's checking the chapter in the book, but
it might be. But I didn't want our viewers that are watching to think that all of a sudden we just up and rolled over and played a dying cockroach. As far as that. I love the
if they stuck with it this long, then.
Oh, I love the conversation that you had with Selena.
Well, that's my character. He's a nationalist.
Well, I'm not pushing back on it. I loved it because it has played with the dynamics that we've had since we started with things as far as that, and it does bring in the politics on the island and the different for the different races and elements. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like a game where there's like more going on behind the scenes than just hey, here's a thing, here's a dungeon and it's got treasure in it. It's like, well, why am I going in there? Well, you want the treasure, and it's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
All I will say is that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes for Annihilation. I don't know if you'll get to all of it, mostly because it takes so long to get across the stupid island.
Obvious. Oh, that's another thing. It's like sometimes these X crawl games tend to get bogged down in oh look, another day traveling through the jungle. And
sure.
if you do that for like 70, like I once had a game where we were like, for some reason this guy was trying to run a Lord of the Rings game, and he started it with like, if you know about Lord of the Rings, it was the Fall of Numenor, where like they lived in like basically Atlantis, the people who founded Gondor, but like the entire island sank, so he decided to roleplay that. Well, as it turns out, it was like literally like 3 months of us being on a boat, which is basically Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
With like just the party. I was like, okay, role play.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Let loose the Krakens.
That's right. Yeah, there's a good chance at some point during this game, I will be like, well, you guys are the appropriate level to reach where you need to be. Great, zorp you over there, you know. But in the meantime, we get to experience the exciting gruel of survival.
Yes, just like old Judges Guild modules.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. So this guy, he says these things. He walks past you after a short conversation. Says, "Good luck on your travels," and unless there's something else you do with him, he just keep going.
I say, yes, Miss Savros, watch your steps.
Yeah, I think it seems like a good idea.
It's the only thing I can think of to pump this guy for information. Says, hey, what's up ahead? Oh, cool, some pterodons. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's a weird Tatsi behind us. Watch out for him.
Yeah. We're a strange creature of deception and poison. He goes behind you, and Tatsi, as you kind of are watching to see if this guy notices you, he doesn't. Not even a little. He walks by you and doesn't notice you at all. It's just hilarious. All right, so yeah.
I'm sure he's got a deep backstory and lots of information.
Yeah, that's about right. Anyway, oh yeah, that's so great. Okay, so you guys continue along your travels, and most of the rest of the trip of this day is calm. You do notice that the sky finally clears up a bit. It's still a bit cloudy, but it's not raining for the 5th day in a row. Let's see.
The rain is a mixed blessing because, at least we've got water reserves.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. We will say that. Okay. So, it is. Let's see. Can I get one of you? We'll say Chris. Could you roll 2d6 for me, please? And then Charles, could you roll 1d8 until you go?
Okay. A 4 on the 8.
I got a 4 on the 2d6.
You got a 4 on the 2d6. Okay.
Yes.
And
a 1 and a 3.
And what'd you get, Charles?
4.
Oh boy. Okay. So 4 and 4. Okay. So you guys are continuing down this river. You feel like you're making some good headway, etc. When the sounds of footsteps kind of dominates the path kind of to your right a little bit as you're traveling along this river. And see here. Yeah, actually it would be to your left actually. And a group of 1, 2, 3, 7, 11 individual creatures, you can say, are traveling in a group. One of them, sorry, I should say, is 4 of them are small to medium-sized Dionychuses, which are basically dog-ish sized dinosaurs that are on 2 legs, claws in the front, kind of thing. You have a guy wearing a tabard of a fist that's on fire, and you see what looks to be like a kind of rangerous person, a kind of cleric-ish person also wearing the tabard, and 4 other guards, each with the symbol on their shields. And they kind of right angle perpendicular run into you. And
can we see them coming before they see us, or
Azaka hears this noise coming and says, stupid flaming fists. And she hides.
I shall hide as well.
As a side note, and you can totally do what you want, but as a side note, every other threat that she had encountered up to this point, she started by attacking it, or if she saw the rest of you stealthing. This is the first time where she took the initiative to stealth first.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump. I don't want to deal with like these foreign devils either. Yeah. So I'm going to jump in the brush and hide.
Jump in the brush and hide. Okay, roll stealth check.
Right, it's the reason why I took stealth. Okay. Oh, 21.
Okay. So let's see both. Yeah. And then there is. Tatsi, you notice these things as well, by the way. And you recognize the symbol on their shield and tabard and stuff as the seal that was on the wax charter that you were given.
And Tatsi would, before proceeding up, would go ahead and pull out the scroll case with the scroll with the charter.
Mm-hmm.
And to have it ready, and would go ahead and go ahead with a mild tone say, brothers, I said, I'm here with greetings from Jabal.
Yeah. So the well armored human man kind of turns to you as you kind of show up, and the scout kind of leans over to him and says something, and then this man turns to you and says, "Greetings, brother. What brings you to the out to the jungle here?"
I'm on a mission for Jabal, and here is some patents to affirm the accord, and he'll show the charter.
The person grabs it, undoes the string and the wax seal, looks at it, says, "This is truly a charter. Did anyone?" He says, "Are you by yourself on this dangerous mission?"
At this moment, yes. There was. I did have kind of a couple of traveling companions and such, but we got attacked upriver by this damn ghost spider and type of thing, and we kind of scattered getting away from it. There was this other thing up there that wasn't none too healthy for someone too, but we let them pass. A bunch of rotten flesh types that were not stumbling, but moving across our path. We figured such unnatural things, leave them to their own device, and the jungle will take care of them.
Okay. The guy, go and roll deception with disadvantage.
Okay. Damn. Disadvantage. I don't want that. I loved what I had. Oh, damn disadvantage. As far as that, let's see here. That will, in deception, I don't think is one of my strong suits. It's strong. It's kind of strong enough. That will be all of a 11.
11. I see. Okay. So
shoot.
Yeah, this guy kind of nods, and then the kind of more ranger person comes over to him and whispers something in his ear. At this range, your passive perception is 15.
Yes.
You can hear him say he's lying, and the captain of the guard kind of reties the charter up and hands it back to you, and he says, "Well, if you're working for Jabal, then you would be, and you have this charter, then you must be looking for some assistance."
Well, always looking for assistance, and to counter your loose-lipped friend there, right here, this medallion that I have that Jabal has seen to give me to show my authority for him. Here, right here it is. Your friend is rather less than stellar on his knowledge and insight, but then again, one of such low birth, and I could not expect much more than that.
The captain kind of holds his hand out as soon as you mention something else that might prove yourself.
And he'll pull up from his tunic the medallion that Azan gave him.
Yep.
That to show that he's representing Jabal.
He takes it. He looks at it. He looks at the back. He looks at the side. He holds it out to hand back to you.
Yep.
And then he says, "That has no legal power."
No, maybe not, but it does have the power of truth, that it shows who I come from, and with this charter also shows that we are on a co-mutual situation of serving basic common ends.
He nods and he says, You might be right about that. He turns to the guards and he says, say to them, uh, uh, search these people for anything of use. We will have to take them with them. We will have to take them with us. And the guards, two of them head toward Tatsi, and two of them head toward Azaka.
I thought the Zaka and Machachukel or Chudi were hidden.
They tried to hide.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just
it's at this moment that you go, oh no.
It's like and like that, and I'll say, so there you are.
Right, exactly. And the guards are like, yeah, and the guard who's coming over to you says, yeah, there you are, my ass. And he starts, they start basically grabbing you, and then you start taking stop off you. Like they take, oh, your arrows look good. They take those, and
okay,
oh, look, this pack looks like it's full of water.
Yeah, have a drink.
Have a drink.
I'll share my water with you.
Yeah, they take that.
We're brothers, aren't we? We're allies.
Yeah. They take some of that insect repellent and tobacco stuff.
Okay.
Take that. They basically just start taking things from you.
All right.
And Azaka does not let them do that. She rolls initiative, as it were. She draws her weapon on them.
Okay. Well, let me roll initiative.
Yeah, we'll see how far they got by the time you act.
Okay, that's a 17 for
Chris,
initiative.
I'm assuming Makahutli reveals his presence at this point as well.
Well, when it gets to my initiative, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay, go ahead and roll initiative then.
Okay. $22.
Nice. So yeah, something about the way that they were talking made you like, no.
So they said they have how many people with them?
So they have 4 guards, 4 dinosaurs that are basically large dog sized. A ranger-looking person, a cleric-looking person, and some sort of veteran captain.
Okay, let's try to focus the cleric first.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh no, this fight might be rough.
Let's get the cleric, because then that way he won't keep bringing people back up.
Healing word. Exactly. You're probably going to be the first to act. Let me double check for real quick here.
I was trying to get us out of here without a battle.
And it was really close, but because you lied, because they noticed Azaka, and because you lied about the fact they picked up that something was not right, and now are being all jerked about.
Tatsi's own deceptive nature.
Yeah,
to be his foil again.
Yep.
Oh, he told pretty much the literal truth, because he was traveling by himself.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, he walked away, and like that, he kind of spun and turned. He knew that they were about, but
some people you can just tell her up to something.
Honestly, I might have let it slide if you hadn't then been like, "Oh, your guy is low-born garbage." They're like,
"Hey, here again, really embracing the race."
Oh yes, for sure. There's no doubt about that. I'm just punishing you harshly because I'm a mean GM.
No, you're not. You're playing it the way it would be. I would think.
Anyway, so you got a 20. I got 20.
Just wanting to make sure our viewing audience realizes it's not really inter-party spats, but it's just the RP dynamic of the different races.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Let's see. Did it say acolyte? I don't think it acolyte, but why did it not?
It's also that I'm lawful neutral and like extremely like straight laced.
Yeah. Actually, every character right now, Izaka, Tatsi, and Makuli, are all stuck-up characters. Even Izaka's a stuck-up character.
and it doesn't help that that Tatsi's chaotic neutral.
Yeah. I think everybody's alignment is different too. With Makahutli's lawful neutral, Tatsi's chaotic neutral, and Azaka's neutral good.
I don't know. I'm almost considering stopping playing lawful characters because there's always going to be like the murder hobo for like, and you're just be like, you just don't want me to have any fun.
That's right. Fun. I hate that. I hate fun. Fools.
Who's the murder hobo?
I hate fun too.
I don't know any murder hobo.
There's always going to be the guy who's like chaotic. I'm gonna do whatever. I do what I want. Catch me outside. I do what I want. Catch me outside. How about that?
Sounds great. Okay. Yeah. So they all got like 19 and 20. So Makuhutli's first.
Oh man.
Oh, this is bad. There's only 3 of us, and there's like 12 of them.
Yes. I believe there is 11 of them.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
I guess if she's attacking, I don't know.
She's definitely not letting him take any of her shit. That's for sure.
I don't want to take my stuff either. So this might be the end of the game, folks.
Might be.
I shall rage. I shall rage and like basically rush the cleric.
Okay. So the cleric
surprise,
is
right?
not stunned. They are not surprised either. But you can. Yeah. So, but you were hidden, so you will have an advantage. But in order to rush the cleric, you will need to move past. We'll say one of the dinosaurs. And
right, because of my bird barbarian stuff, they have disadvantage on attacks of opportunity.
Okay, so there's gonna be 3 attacks. They all are at disadvantage. Got it. Okay. So we'll start with the dinosaur. It 11 does not hit you.
Nope.
The guard is next. 18 hits you. And the scout is next. That's not very good either. 13.
That misses.
Okay, so 2 of them make attacks with disadvantage. You're ducking, dodging, weaving, and only the guard manages to get a hit on you. For let's see, okay, will be 5 points of damage, piercing damage.
Okay, so how do you handle like, because it's halved?
So it's gonna be 2 points of piercing damage.
2 points of piercing damage. Got my earlobe.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and I'm going to so that was my move action to get up there, right?
Yeah, that you
so I can attack and take a bonus action.
Sure. Well, did you enter a rage? Because you.
Yeah.
Right. So you only have an action right now.
But I have a bonus action, right?
To enter the rage, you need to use your bonus action.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So yeah, I shall hit him once. This is going to be the end of the game, probably.
Maybe.
And they get advantage.
Reckless?
Well, from
from
jumping
stealth.
out of
Sorry,
stealth.
right. Yep. You do.
All right, second tier, 21.
Hits.
All right, for 9 points of damage.
That's pretty close. I'll do it. Drops him.
Sweet.
Are you trying to kill him?
No healing words today. Well, I mean that's all my actions. That's a move, action, and bonus action to raid. So.
Yep. Are you trying to kill him?
I'm trying to knock him out. I don't know at this point. I don't think I don't know if you're barbarian raging, how much you can actually pull your attacks to not kill him. But if I knocked him down and knocked him out, if I knocked him out, then I knocked him out, and he's and he would be just normal combat-ish thing.
Yeah,
going to be really bad for the rest of the game probably.
Yeah, you can technically knock out a person whenever you drop them to 0. However, the way I run the games for this particular mechanic is that if you're sneak attacking or if you're recklessing, then you can't hold back unless you take disadvantage. If you take disadvantage, then you always knock them out. There's no chance of killing them. But if you don't, then basically the way that you would accidentally kill somebody if you did enough damage to kill them outright, right? That mechanic happens, and in that case, if you didn't take disadvantage, then you can accidentally kill somebody. So you didn't take disadvantage on this attack; you took advantage because it's a sneak attack, but you hit and knocked him out, and it didn't kill him outright. So he's just knocked out.
So he's just down and bleeding. Okay,
down and out. Yep, exactly. Okay. So next initiative is them. Let's see. The veteran says, points at you and says, "Sick 'em." And
oh shit!
All 4 of these dinosaur dogs go after you. So we'll start with those. 3 attacks. Holy shit. So that's 12, 20.
Yeah, so right, level 1 to 4 game, huh?
Yep. The game goes to level 15. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Okay, yeah, I looked at the listing on the thing. It says levels 1 to 4.
Yep, that's correct. You got it right. Anyway, so
it's like literally an NPC that's doing this too. So it's like, what choice do we have? This is railroading.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure, it's railroading, quote unquote. Does 11 doesn't hit you, right?
No.
Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah, that's 17's my AC.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hits.
Yeah, level 1 to 4 game, right?
Yeah, no problem.
4 Deinonychuses, a cleric, 4 guards.
Maybe you shouldn't have attacked him.
And a guy who's probably like 8th level.
Probably shouldn't have attacked him. Anyway, so that will be 6. So 36 points of piercing and slashing damage as these things dive tackle you, basically.
Shit.
Yeah. Did you? So that would be cut in half to 18 points of piercing and slashing.
Okay.
And
also, there's only 2 of us that show up for this damn thing too.
Yeah. So far. And then let's see, the veteran is going to come down on you also. So it's going to make 2 attacks with his long sword. Oh, yeah, he had to draw the long sword. So, does so 12 doesn't hit you, but the 18 does. So you take an additional 8 slashing damage. Cut in half is 4 slashing damage. And then the scout and 2 guards will attack Azaka. Let's see here. 2 attacks from the scout. How delicious. Okay. Let's see here. 4, 10, and 20. Those hit. And then. And then the guards do that. Okay. Yeah, so they're attacking Azaka, who is attacking them back. Scout's firing shots from his bow, his short bow, his long bow, and the guards are wailing on her. And then the other 2 guards who are on Tatsy attack Tats. Actually, they are going to grapple Tatsy and attempt to start taking some of his stuff. Does Tatsy resist this grapple?
With the present situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As far as I was going to try to slip and slide to like, whoa, what's going on here? Type of thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Or you can make athletics if you like.
Actually, acrobatics is better for him as far as that. So that will be a 19.
Okay. These 2 guards attempting to grapple you are not succeeding. You're managing to avoid both of them, despite their best efforts. Then it is Tatsy's turn. What does Tatsy do?
Okay. So Tatsy still has his equipment?
Yes. They were going to grab him from you, but they fights started happening. So
Okay.
you stopped letting them.
Tatsy will disengage.
Uh-huh.
Moving 40 feet.
Yep.
And then hide.
Okay. Roll stealth.
And stealth, that'd be a 18 plus 5. 23.
Okay. Yeah. The guards say, "Hey, come back!" And then they turn the corner and they're like, "Where'd he go?" It's Azaka's turn. She's gonna make 2 attacks against these guys. Yep. And first one doesn't hit, but the second one does. Yeah, that happens. Mako Hootley, it's your turn.
All right. So how many of these things are on me right now?
You have 4 dino dogs and the veteran, the captain.
Is there any place where I can get to where they can't all attack me at once?
Maybe up a tree. Know. You have to disengage.
You know what? I'm just gonna hit the veteran. Fuck this shit. He's gonna kill me.
Okay, sounds good.
And well, there's only 2 things I can do at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And if maybe they'll just arrest me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. So I'm just gonna attack this dude.
Go for it.
What kind of armor is he wearing?
Splint, which is fucking terrible in this weather, by the way. He's clearly
I got a 17.
Yeah, 17. That hits.
Okay, and for second attack, is an 18. So I guess I hit him twice.
You hit him twice.
So this guy is like obviously probably a 5th level, probably is 10th level fighter.
Maybe.
Oops, that was the wrong. All right, I did 17 points of damage to him.
Okay. Over 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. It is their turn. Hello, swarm of dino dogs. I see the dogs in Charles's mic
Yeah.
are feeling it.
Yep. The sound effects. The wife's coming home from work.
That's right. That's right. Let me go check this. The 17 was required to hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Doesn't matter. You're gonna drop me.
Probably.
There's 70. Like if each one of them does 1 point of damage, it drops me.
Yeah. They did a total of 30 points of piercing and slashing, cut it in half to 15.
Okay.
Are you down?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm at -2, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you're at 0. They dive tackle you. And the veteran said, Tatsi, you hear the veteran say, hold. And then he turns and he looks at Tatsi, who's kind of messing around, and he looks at Azaka and it says, sick him, and points at Tatsi this time. And he moves next to Tatsi. Oh, wait, no, he can't see Tatsi. So he points at Azaka and says, sick him. And then he moves, well, let me see if he knows. No, okay. And then he moves to Azaka as well. He makes some attacks, but they're actually pretty bad. So she manages to hold her own. Then there are two gods, just Tiamat, 2 Tiamats. Two guards and the scout. The scout does his thing. Yep, okay. And actually says, he's right there, and then it fires 2 shots at Tatsi. Does a 14 hit Tatsi? Charles?
Forgot I muted myself. Sorry about that. No, 14 doesn't.
How about a 16?
16 will hit.
Yeah. And in this case, you notice that the scout is looking for you and then finds you.
All right.
He's got a very good eye, it looks like.
Okay.
So he hits for 6 points of piercing damage with his bow. The other one hits off a tree. And then the 2 guards who are on you use that to try to get next to you and attack you again. I don't think 12 hits you, though, so they charge with spears and they're completely ineffective. The other 2 guards attack Tatsi, or not Tatsi, attack Azaka, and are also completely ineffective there. So it's Tatsi's turn.
Tatsi will go ahead and cast a spell at where the centered on the veteran, the captain.
Okay, and there's 2 guards next to him, so you can do that too.
And aren't the 4 dog-like things there too?
They have not moved yet because
they have.
they attacked Maguli.
How far are they from Makalukuli?
They're on top of him still.
No, I mean from the captain. I meant because this is an area effect.
About 30 feet.
Okay.
Maybe there's one that's like 20 feet.
All right, and Tatsi's going to go ahead and try to position the center point of this spell between them and the veteran. And he's going to cast Entangle. On
so there's some saves that are made. Is it deck saves?
Yeah. No. Let's see here. I know to break out of it, it's a strength save. I just want to make. Yeah, it's a strength save. I wasn't sure if the initial one was a dex, but it's a strength save.
Is the radius 10 feet or 20?
No, 20-foot square starting point.
Okay, so I'm going to assume you hit 2 guards and one of the dino dogs rather than trying to hit most of the dino dogs and missing any of the guards. A 20-foot square will hit.
Well, I was trying to get the
the veteran can only be is only within 20 feet of one of the dino dogs.
Yeah, but I mean, putting that center point between the veteran and the dino dogs with the 20-foot square.
That would be a 10-foot distance on either side, which would put it 1 dino dog and a veteran.
Okay.
Because it's a 20-foot square, not a 20-foot radius.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to. I'm not arguing that point. I'm just trying to get the where I
basically you have 3 choices. Sorry, 2 choices.
Yeah.
One of the dogs, 2 guards, and the veteran, or all the dogs and none of the other guys.
All right.
So dogs or veteran.
I guess the dogs.
Okay. That makes it easy on me.
As far as that, and then after that with the guard, the guard that moved up that's close to me.
Yeah, there's 2 guards next to you.
Yeah, but I think I can whichever one's closest to me.
Sure.
As far as that, he within 10 feet.
Within 5, yeah.
Okay, then after casting the entangle, he'll use the cantrip poison spray on the guard.
Is entangle a bonus action?
No, it is an action, but you can cast a spell on a cantrip, correct?
If the cantrip's a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think poison spray is a bonus action. So he'll just do the entangle, and then he will go ahead and disengage.
Disengage is an action unless you have something to do that as a bonus action.
Okay, he'll move on. He's going to move on out.
Okay, so you just move. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
What was the save for the entangle?
The entangle is a strength save of, and it will be 13.
Okay. So 1 of the dino dogs succeeds. The rest of them do not. You are entangled. Okay. 3. Entangle. Okay. So you move away 30 feet. Yep. And the two guards will make their attacks of opportunity against you. One of them hits with a 19. The 12, I assume, misses.
12 misses, yes.
So the hit that they make is 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. So that's Tatsi. It's Azaka's turn. She attacks the captain. 1-on-1. Bring it on. Does barely hits. Deals some damage to him.
Oh, Azaka can't fight her way out of a wet paper bag, so
Pretty much, yeah. We'll get to that. Yeah. Makuhuli, can you roll death saving throw for me, please?
yeah, I don't care.
Get a 20.
What do I add to it?
Just a d20.
Even if I roll a 20, it doesn't freaking matter because now
Yeah,
I'm
it does.
entangled.
It might. Roll a d20, please.
What do I add? I don't know.
No modifier.
I got an 18, so yeah, I'm not dying.
So 1 success. Great. It is back to their turn again because you guys are having a tough time. Yeah. So the dogs
That's
are going
because we only have 2 people.
That's true. 3 people if you include Azaka. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, we
Go after Azaka. The veteran and the 2 guards and the scout are going after Tatsi. So I'm just going to worry about Tatsi right now. So there's 2 guards. Let's see if the scout notices. And well, you didn't hide, so okay. So the scout, veteran, 2 guards. Great. Blamp. So the scout +4. 13 misses, 18 hits. Veteran. I'm guessing a 12 doesn't hit, so the veteran misses all of his attacks. Does a 15 hit?
Hit who?
Tatsi.
No.
Okay, so there's actually only 1 hit amongst all of those, and that's from the scout, who does 6 points of piercing damage with his longbow.
Oh, okay.
And then things happen on Osaka. Okay, Tatsi, it's back to your turn. Oh, that's right. They have to get out of the entangle. Let me look at the entangle.
Yep.
Quick. But yeah, it's still your turn.
Whose turn?
Yours.
Oh, mine? Okay.
Yep.
Tatsi will go ahead and disengage for 30 feet and then hide.
Okay, so 3 of them are going to make attacks on you.
Not with disengage.
Disengage is an action.
Yeah.
So what are you? How are you hiding with your bonus action?
Oh, I see what I see what you're saying. Then with shoot, I'm trying to think. I'm getting things messed up. That's my fault here. Yeah. He'll just disengage. He'll just disengage and do a double.
Are you just running away? Is that what your plan is at this point?
More or less, just running away, trying to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make me a? What I need from you is 2 Constitution saving throws.
Okay. 19 plus 3, 21.
Okay.
And 15.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Well, let me see if they drop you here first. Seems unlikely, but does 13 damage drop you?
No.
Okay. So they strike you. You start dashing away. They chase you for a bit, but they're wearing heavy armor and you're not.
Okay.
So you, with your ability to get through difficult terrain and getting out of this fight and stealthing abilities and whatever beyond that, get away.
All right.
You run away. You outpace them. You're gone.
Now
you're injured, but you're gone.
The con saves, was that for poison?
The con saves were for running away.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just trying to.
It was for exhaustion, effectively.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Yeah. So, You're gone some distance. A little while passes. Actually, can I get some more death saving throws from you, Chris?
Okay. Yeah, you had your con to this, right?
You do not. It's just
Okay.
a D20 roll.
12 and 18, so I stabilize.
You stabilize, yes. You wake up to the sensation of being dragged. You're at 1 HP.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing I can do.
Do you wake up? Do you continue sleeping? Do you?
Okay. Do they? So how many people are dragging me? Like, and how many people are around me at this time?
You kind of open your eyes slowly, and you feel like you're only being dragged by one person.
Okay, and how many people are there? Have they taken my stuff yet?
You kind of reach slowly, maybe hopefully not to attract attention for your axes, and they're there. And then you're like, your bag? You don't feel your bag on you.
I mean,
you kind of open your eyes, you look around for who else is around you, and you don't see anyone else around you. There's just the person who's dragging you, which you're currently can't quite see without moving them enough to have them notice that you're moving.
I mean, there's nothing I can do without any food or supplies in the jungle, so I guess I'm just gonna have to let them arrest me and kill me. I don't care. I mean, no, I'm not gonna be able to make it to the jungle with no food, no water, no anything. So
your character just surrenders to his fate.
And there's nothing I can do. I mean, I can either let them arrest me, kill me here, or I can run into the jungle and die because I don't have any food or water or supplies. So yeah, I just let them arrest me.
Okay, so you close your eyes and sleep.
Yeah, and if I run away, I've got 1 hit point.
I'm just making sure that you are okay with that line of action, because that's what it sounds like you are doing to me.
I mean, it's the only actual choice, like, at this point. So yeah, so what do they do?
Okay, so you fall back asleep. An hour later.
I don't fall back asleep. I just lay limp and let them drag me.
Okay. Roll a stealth check for me, please. Or deception is acceptable. Or performance.
I got a 23 stealth, but I don't know if it matters.
Okay. All right. Charles, could you roll a perception check for me?
Yeah. All right. That's a perception. That's a 10.
Okay. So you book it. You move away for the rest of the day, basically, and you find some place to camp, hidden, maybe up in a tree again, your choice.
Okay.
And you're resting there. And you said 23?
Yeah. I'm just laying there with my eyes closed and letting them drag me. So
sorry. Charles, you said your perception was what?
Oh, my perception was a 10.
Okay. So you're setting up your situation, kind of trying to keep an eye on things as best you can, but you can feel kind of your exhaustion getting the better of you, and you're kind of falling asleep in this tree here, when you notice a person dragging another person while carrying what looks to be like a lot of stuff.
Okay. All right. I see him. I'm going to take a mental picture of it.
Okay.
But I'm going to take this what I sent you.
Yep.
And do that hopefully prior. I don't know time wise how it is. But
you run away, and that's like you are running for a while.
Yep.
And then in order to avoid being caught again, because you're tired and injured,
Yep.
you do not go that direction for a while. You kind of maybe head back at some point to try to track them.
Yep.
And we'll say this is what you see when I describe.
Okay.
But like it's like a notable amount of time afterward. Like
yeah.
At least an hour.
Okay. I was just as long as I could get off what I put down there to have off, it makes a difference in some ways.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So what do you do with these two people that you don't? They're clearly not. They don't notice you in any particular way. There's just somebody carrying a lot of stuff and a person, and they're some distance away from you. It's late, but the moonlight and the clear sky is giving you enough light to see just these shape of humanoid forms. Could be zombies even. You're not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So they're within 90 feet then.
The low light from the moon means they're actually closer to like 200 feet.
Oh, okay. So then my dark vision's not going to give me any sharper. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yep, I know.
All right. I will try to stealth up at least to where I'm within 120 to 150 feet, my longbow range, without disadvantage.
Roll stealth.
All right, that's a 15.
As you get to, you said 100, 150?
120 to 150. That puts me without having the disadvantage on distance for my longbow.
Right. When you get to that point, there's like a kind of a shift in the air.
Okay.
You don't think it's unusual. It's just the wind is pointing in a certain direction, and as that happens, this group of this thing that's in the distance there kind of stops and turns, and you hear Azaka's voice. And Makahutli, at this point, you also hear Azaka's voice from behind you, like you're being dragged back, head one direction, feet out the other direction. You're being dragged from the shoulders, basically. And you hear Azaka's voice in that direction. And Tatsi hears Azaka's voice say, "Hey, Tatsi? Are you over there?"
And Tatsi, just with the given situation, is not going to say a word. It's going to be silent.
Yeah. She said, There's no other response from her, but she continues.
Okay.
So sorry, what I should say is she says, Maku Hootley hears from that direction. Fine, whatever. And continues being dragged.
And
who's dragging me?
It
Does the voice
sounds
come
like
from the
it.
person dragging me? Okay, I'll wake up. I'll look up and see who it is.
Yeah, you look up and it's Azaka dragging you.
oh, okay. Well, it's not.
Yeah, Tatsi's still being paranoid. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, it would be the situation.
Oh yeah.
As far as that. So, like I was going to say, is Tatsi was going to once he gets within longbow range, shoot at the person that's dragging, who he would think is.
Go for it. I love it. Please do. I want to show you something, and
yeah, just go ahead, TPK the part. I mean, that's the end
well,
of the adventure.
it's not.
Yeah, it's in character, and I love it
Yeah.
because it makes for good story. And we're almost done anyway. Like this is ending here for the session.
Okay, that will be what there. That's a 21.
Okay, so Makahuli, you look up and you're like, why is Azaka dragging me? And at this point, you also realize that she's carrying, not only is she carrying you kind of like behind her back, but she has both her pack on and your pack on. Like all of your stuff she's also carrying.
Okay.
And she's like, you can tell she's moving very slowly, but she is.
I'll wake up and like.
Yeah. So you kind of wake up and she kind of goes, oh, you're awake. And you watch as an arrow comes toward her face, just like you're like looking at her. An arrow comes toward her face, hits it, and breaks on it. It just goes. And she looks up and she says, Tatsi, if you just shot me, I'm gonna smack you so hard. Would you like to do anything, Chris?
I'll just kind of like stumble to my feet and be like, let's not do that again. Let's not do that again. Next time we see them, we will just run away. We won't even try to hide.
She nods. I agree. Flaming Fist are assholes.
And I kind of I check to see if all my ribs are still there.
Your ribs seem to all still be there. One thing that you do notice with your passive perception, and especially at this range, is that her outfit has been thoroughly slashed and cut up, and it looks like maybe some cloaks and some other fabrics have been used to tie it up and fix it basically in an improvised way. But you notice no blood. On her.
Kind of sit there and says, I think I need to take a breather.
I think I need to take a breather. And she starts setting up camp. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
All righty, tidy.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they brought me down to 1 point.
Yep.
That if they would have done instead of 13, 14, I would have dropped there.
Yeah. So out of character, and this is a little weird here. In D&D, there's actually a mechanic called chases. Normally, it's when the entire party is running away, but that's why I had you roll just like real quick some checks for it.
Yep.
The other thing is generally the way you instigate a chase, in my opinion, because this is effectively true. The only way you can outrun a person who has the same speed as you is to dash and then because you are dashing repeatedly, you have to start rolling con saves. That's
Yep.
basically how you start making them roll con saves, is to dash repeatedly.
Yeah, that's the exhaustion rules
thing. So the disengage is like a cautious back. Like I'm still fight. I'm like I'm gonna fight you, but I'm just cautiously repositioning.
Yep.
A dash is when you're legitimately running away.
Yeah.
So,
now you've just made me hate foreigners even more.
Oh yes, I know all too well. What's funny is from the very beginning, as soon as Tatsi picked up the flaming fist charter, that was basically going to be a way for the party to be able to deal with the flaming fist in a way that was beneficial for you guys from the get-go. But because Tatsi started traveling with you guys, and because of Azaka's dislike of the flaming fist and all that sort of stuff, it just ended up backfiring in a sense that, like, Tatsi was like, aha, I have this thing for you, and they're like, what about your friends? And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh.
Yeah, this is why, like, like, we would actually get much better without Tatsi.
Maybe, yes. But so far, luck has shown that Tatsi is unlucky. As a side note, Tatsi, at some point after this, you check where you are on the map, and you realize you are kind of way off target. You're here.
Yeah.
On the map, you're
Okay.
like, somehow there's this tributary that's gone off way over here, and you're like, well, okay. So you know that you're way off target, but at this point, the party is just sleeping where it's at. That's just...
But with that, the Tatsi wants to try to stay the way he has been. So as far as that, so he's staying true to what he was hired for.
Oh yes, very much so.
As far as that, and he does know the value of the other individuals, and he is going, and that's why he was trying to track and save what he was thinking was Chris's character.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it all makes sense. It's just a fun thing.
And like that. So because the last thing he saw was Chris's character downed, and the others there, and Azaku being pounded upon.
Oh yeah.
And such. So he knew he had to get away to give them, in his mind, to be able to help them, save them, or have the hopes of doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It all makes sense. Either way, we're done for today.
Yep.
Thank you all for playing. I just thought it was funny